Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash and today's session is Angular session and learn to implement Angular material in seconds. So this is our today's session, and in this session we'll learn what is Angular material and how to install it, how to implement Angular material component and build and run the Angular application using Angular material. So this is my YouTube channel. To subscribe it and get the updates about the technology based on .NET, Angular and MVC, SQL Server, etc. So let's learn what is Angular material and how to install it. So what is Angular material? Angular material is a UI component library for Angular developers. Angular material components help in constructing attractive, consistent and functional web pages and web applications, while adhering to the modern web designs principles like browser portability, device independence, and graceful degradation. It helps in creating faster, beautiful, and responsive websites. It is inspired by the Google Material Design. So let's see how to install it. So to install it, first we need to open the terminal of the Visual Studio Code. So let's new terminal. So in this new terminal we just write the code and execute it to install the Angular material to our Angular application. So just write it, just put the Angular code and execute it and put the enter of your keyboard, and it will install all the package of the Angular material to our Angular application. So after install it, you'll see what the version of the Angular material is our project. So to check the Angular material version, go to package.json file. So you'll check here Angular material is version installed in our system is 9.2.4. So this is the version of our installed Angular material project. So let's see, in component.ts file I have added an interface which contains properties with data types. So in app.component.ts file, here I have added one interface. This is periodic element, and this contains few properties with the property type like string and the proper position, weight, symbol. This is our interface with some properties value, and based on the interface name I have added an array element with values using interface signatures like positions. So based on the periodic element interface, I have added one array element based on it, and it is the element data is nothing but the variable name. And here I have added some data, some hard-coded value here for showing the output in the Angular material table. So it is the position 1, name, for name property I have added hydrogen, for weight I have put 1.0079, symbol it H. So like this we have added the array element using the interface signatures and assigned to the element data variable. And what I did is specify the variable which contains array element and assign to data source of app component class file. So here I have added one class file app component, and inside I have added a property title. It shows the material COVID-19 and display column property with string values. It same as the interface signatures, position, name, weight and symbol. And data source property nothing but contains the element values of the element variables in the array element. So that's the working about the app.component.ts file. And in app.component class file I added a display column property whatever I described now, which So string values, same as the interface properties. And in app component.html, what I did is, here you see mat-table, it's nothing but the Angular material table component. And data source, it is nothing but in app.component.ts file, whatever the data source property you have assigned the data source value here. So in HTML we render the property values and showing output in the using the Angular material table. And this ng container is nothing but the template. It's containing the mat column definition properties. So these columns can be defined in any order, and the rendered column are the set of property on the row definitions. It is nothing but the what are the display column attribute in the component.ts file. What are the string values of display column attribute we have mentioned. It is the same here. Here the same thing we have to mention in app.component.html file in a row component in the row definition. So here the position and the table header we have assigned the number, and the table cell it assign the variable let element, and using the element we export the position signature of the signature of the our interface of whatever we had described mentioned in the periodic element of app.component.ts file. So this using this interface, whatever the signature we have or properties we have mentioned, we need to export inside the app.component.html file using element variable. So like this, for other columns we have added the name columns, we have added the weight columns, and we have added the symbol columns using the same procedure. And here you can see in the table row the header is displayed column properties we have mentioned here. So it is the refer to the app.component.ts file. So inside the table row in the mat, in the header row, it is the row of the table. It contains the row columns and display column variable. Whatever the values we have mentioned or string properties we have mentioned the app.component.ts file. So using this code, HTML code, we will show the output using the Angular material table component, and it is very easy, and within few codes we can easily learn how to implement the Angular material table in our Angular project. So and next step is in app.module.ts file. What I did is I have see here browser animation module, like this module you have added. If you want to add any features of the browser animation to your project, like this I have added the module. A module name for material table is mat table module, and based on the module we have added the inside import section we have added this module mat table, and it is inherit from Angular material table package. So as we have see what is the version of Angular material table in the package.json. So it is nothing but the inside the import section we have added the mat table module for Angular material table, and we import the module from Angular material table. We need to import the line here, this statement. So that is all about the coding part of the Angular material table, and fetch the records and export the interface properties from app.component.ts to HTML file, and how to set up the templates in the Angular material table, and how to set up the material table component using data source, and assign the values to the Angular material table and show the output. And to set the CSS of the Angular material table, which what I did is in the app.component.css file we have assigned a table section here and put the width of 100%. So it will be it will show it will be, the output will be very clear, and it will show the your table with 100% occupied of the page of the browser. So that's the all about the session of how to implement, how to install, how to configure your Angular material to our Angular application. Let's see how to run the output. So to run the output, we have to write the statement ng-serve open. So like this, we need to, I already have run this output, so no need to run again. Like this, inside you should put the code and execute it. So after successful execution, it will show the compile successfully, and you will go to the browser. So inside browser, you'll see the output here, whatever we configured for the Angular material table. Here is the name header, here is the number name, and weight header, symbol header, and it is all about the values of the output, whatever we have mentioned with the app.component.ts file using array elements. So this is about the output of this project. This is about the Angular material. And if you go to inspect element here, so go to inspect element. So using inspect element, we'll see how the page responsive works in Angular material as same as the Bootstrap. So it is the using inspect element, you will see how this Angular material is compatible with every type of devices like mobile, laptop, desktop, and every type of screens it is supportable at all. So we'll see here in Angular material, there's variety of UI components there. So among these UI components, I have implemented only one component here. This is called table component. So and here the table components, and here the table components, you will see how to use it inside the code, and whatever I described as a for description, what I described in this session, the same code here as described. So if you want this code, so visit this web page, visit this material.angular.io site, and go to the TS section for app.component.ts file, and here the TS file, and here the HTML part of this table Angular material table. So if you want it, so here you see the inspect element I have here added. So this is page responsive, and this is supportable to all these device pages. So Angular material works as the Bootstrap, and it is very page responsive for all type of devices, and it will be very easy to implement, and within seconds you can implement the Angular material feature with your Angular project to the very beautiful and look design to your Angular application. So till now, whatever we have learned today is this is all about the how to implement the Angular material to your Angular application. And if whatever the code we have described, if you want it, just visit this angularmaterial.io site and using component table here, and here the TS file, and here whatever the code here, just visit the TS part of this material table component, and you'll see the code. I have used this code for better and make the faster better understanding of this material table using the code, and you can refer this code for your better understanding, and and the whatever the we have described for what, say, which file contains what type of code. This is very important. And the HTML part, you will refer this code app.component.html. you will refer this code. Okay, so like this we'll see this output. So this is our final output of the Angular material using Angular project, and this is very page responsive. This works as Bootstrap, and it is very look and feel. It's very easy look and feel, and it will give this very beautiful UI responsive design to the Angular project. So till now whatever we have learned is so in this session, guys, we have learned is what is Angular material and how to install it using the code we have execute, and how to implement it using Angular module in the app.module.ts file, and how to export it using import section of the statement, and how to implement it is an app.component.ts file, and how to export its interface properties, display column, string values using app.component.html file using Angular material table component, and inside template how to add the interface properties, interface signatures using columns, and it sequence, it is very case sensitive. You can use the small capital or using the small letters, no problem at all. And basically we have the affected pages are package.json, app.component.html, app.component.css, app.component.ts file, and added the module final file is app.component.module.ts file. And how to build and run the Angular application using Angular material is same as ng sharp -open. So you'll see the output like this. So that's it for guys. Thank you for listening and have a great day, and wait for my upcoming COVID-19 using Angular material table. And thank you guys, thank you very much.